We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
I'm Scott.
JB23.
Pedro Lucero.
That's it. We got Gary Rucker. Yeah, that is. It is what, Gary Rucker 23.
I do it every time.
What is it? It's probably because it's your 23rd appearance.
I'm always
probably
a different JB. It's what I look forward to.
That's it. Yeah, well, JB is off on assignment this week. He's out in Austin, Texas, out on an adventure. He's like, it's like Facebook's postcards now.
Right.
What could he
I've been
possibly be
here.
doing?
I think he went to see the eclipse in Austin.
God. That's awesome.
Really?
I just picture him in a hotel room watching Netflix instead of at his house watching Netflix. Like,
Really? Is that what he's doing?
I don't know.
I thought he was working, that fucker.
I thought it was
wait,
work too.
please let that
but
be
that's
it.
funny.
I need to see the
You can bet. I hope that's the case. I will rail that motherfucker when he comes back.
We've already given him too much attention.
All right, so before we move on with movie news and just the show in general, let's kick it off here. Gary, what's going on, man? We have anything new coming up at the Rivertown Theater?
Guys and Dolls in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, September. I don't know.
I
Guys
like
and
the
Dolls.
post. I don't know. I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's pretty good.
So you can
Like
go over to
September.
rivertowntheaters.com and you can order tickets for Guys and
It's
Dolls.
our season opener, so we have
Oh.
all kind of stuff coming up. So
Cool, man. What's some of the other stuff coming?
Odd Couple starring me.
No, oh, nice.
Are you in
Nice.
both casts?
I am in both casts. What we're doing is we're doing the male version and the female version in rep. So Felix and Oscar are going to play the Spanish brothers in the female version, and then Florence and Olive are playing the Pigeon sisters. So you get to see the actors like in two different
Very
shows.
cool.
Oh, that's
It's gonna be
cool.
pretty fun, yeah.
And
Very
speaking of switching things up, I forgot to ask. Unfortunately, my time schedule with gigging didn't work out.
Right.
But how do you do with Die Die Birdie? How was it received? How did it do?
It was a lot of fun. Everybody who came was like, I can't even believe you guys did this. I mean, everybody had a really great time. Somebody tried to get us in trouble for doing it, but we weren't in trouble.
It was me.
It was Scotty turned us in. Scott saw it. He
I saw
actually
it.
sent me a
And
really
my
nice
kid.
text.
And my kid saw it.
Yeah.
We both saw it.
And if you saw Bye Bye Birdie, you appreciated it on a whole nother level because of how we did it. But if you didn't, I mean, there was enough zombie stuff in there.
I saw them both, and I could appreciate it on both
Yeah,
levels.
just like the subtle changes. But we had a ball. I mean, it was so much fun. I'm
That's
glad we
super
got to
cool,
do it.
man.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, especially, I mean, if your people,
Right.
if your patrons, especially your regulars, enjoyed that as part of a production, I mean, that's just win-win for everybody.
I got a little choked up that, when I first thought of it, I'm like, man, if that little girl can try to bite Albert in the train station, that's going to be really funny. She's, and when the moment happened, the first night we did it, I got a little choked up. I'm like, there it is. There's that moment. So it was really a dream come true, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. So
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Really cool. So we have Guys and Dolls. You can go over to rivertowntheaters.com. It's over in Canberra. You can order your tickets for that. Not a bad seat in the house. I've seen 2 shows over at the theater and sat at different points in the line of sight. Anywhere in the house there is great.
just mention that you know me, and you don't get anything.
You don't get anything.
Yeah.
I've done it a lot, and they don't do
Don't say
anything
that you
for
know
me.
Scott or I. You'll get thrown out. So, all right, Mr. Pedro, how is the movie and television business, my friend?
Really, I have nothing going on. I'm actually just working on parodying everything that Gary Rucker does with finger puppets.
Ah.
He
Die
sent me a
Die
text. He
Birdie's
said, I'd like to
amazing.
finger you, and I had no idea what he was talking about.
And
Luckily.
yeah, and it was really exciting too because he used all 10 digits and he just looked
Yeah,
at me
yeah.
kind of crazy.
It's weird because how long have we known each other? Since what?
Since we were kids.
6th grade,
Jeez.
something like that. So it's weird to be on the show with him, getting to hang out with him. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Ah, man, it's
We're
good.
still
It's
friends.
cool. And we enjoy having you guys, man. I mean, you all always bring the goods for the show. It's always really interesting and informative, the opinions and especially what you guys are up to.
I heard
So-
you were working on a music video project, Pedro.
Yes, before I get into that, no, it's just to catch up with what you were saying. Nice segue, Scott. Nice segue.
He's making an effort today, man. Scott is.
No, just getting geared up for everything that's about to happen with the film industry here. A lot of people were freaking out because of the tax incentives, but now all that's kind of like calming down, and everybody understands that we're not losing it. And then I have tons of projects in pre-production, so September, October, we're just going to start popping.
That's
left and
great,
right,
man.
So, but yeah,
That's
just
great.
staying busy. But
What's happening in
most
November?
most exciting thing is there's this amazing band. I don't know if you've heard of them, Ginger and the Bee.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we're going to do a music video for one of their songs.
Super cool.
Are you Ginger or the Bee?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're Ginger?
We did discuss this before the show.
we?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm
I honestly
kissed
don't
by
know.
fire.
Was my
No,
pal,
I know you are a Ginger, but I'm like that girl could be named Ginger. I don't
No,
know.
dude, no.
my buddy Zartome over on Not Real Radio. He calls the band Weasel and the Bee.
What is that reference to? I don't listen to the show as much as I would like to.
You gotta listen.
I don't look. The way that their shit works is they're out. Something tickles the shit out of them, and then it just becomes an inside joke on their show. So, Weasel and the Bee. Is
Can
where
this be
it's
a new
at.
thing?
No.
Oh, I mean, we can. Yeah, hey, look. I say, hey, look. You know, what is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery. So.
What's the girl's name in the band?
Sherry?
I heard her back's been hurting recently. She had to go to the hospital just from carrying you along and all these gigs.
Oh.
If you could see the faces in this room right now.
What's the news today,
That was
Chris?
great.
What?
Yeah,
what
we're gonna have
kind
to
of
get to the news because man, you fuckers, y'all at each other's throats
forgot
all
what
the
we're
time.
doing here. We're
man.
just talking.
So, all right, yeah, let's move on to some movie news here. All right, Annabelle. It opened with a huge $35 million. It's now pushed the Conjuring franchise over $1 billion worldwide, and we had reported this either last week or the week before. That a lot of the inside rags like Hollywood Reporter and things like that, they're saying that The Conjuring is kind of like it's the new shared universe that's successful. You know, it may not bank the amount of money that you see with a Marvel or even a Warner Brothers type movie, but
But does it have to?
no, I mean if you
horror, right?
But yeah, but I mean, dude, it's budget. You know, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, you might make Superman for $200 million. It makes over $1 billion worldwide, but then The Conjuring you make for $25 to $30 million, and it's still making $60 to $80 million.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
it's totally resetting the whole genre for horror too. It's not, it's not. We haven't had a solid base for horror since Halloween, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And it's nice that
it's
they-
been
they've
like
stopped
all
trying
over
to
the
just
place. Yeah,
recycle that, and they're doing something.
and
new.
this is like resetting the standard because there was a lot of time in between that where most people here don't realize, but horror does so much better in other countries, and there is a bigger international market for it that we don't. There's a lot of stuff we don't even see
Yeah.
that's done here that goes out and never really comes
I
back.
believe that.
I
I
wish I liked
completely
horror.
believe that.
So yeah, Conjuring definitely they're setting up their own universe to where it's like Traumaville, for example.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a third movie coming out, and they're already talking about there's going to be another spin-off that's based on one of the characters from the second movie. I think it's called The Nun. There's like an evil nun or something. I never saw the second one. The only one I've seen was The Conjuring. I've never seen either of the Annabelle movies. John saw the second one. He said it was very good. And also I haven't seen these other spin-offs, so just that one.
Gotcha.
But I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a fun movie. I really want to see it. I don't know if it's going to be good,
Those trailers
but
are
man,
terrifying.
it looks
Those trailers
fucking
are terrifying.
man. It looks so good, man. I mean, the production value looks amazing, and I love the book. I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's see. What do we have here next? Wonder Woman is beginning its exit from cinemas, but not before topping 800 million worldwide. It has one more market to release in, which is Japan. Dawn of Justice scored 13.5 million in that market, and it's expected to do similar numbers, if not higher. This news must be good for director Patty Jenkins, who is still negotiating with Warner for a sequel that is rumored to pay her an equal amount to male directors in the genre.
Well,
good for her.
Yes.
Good for her. I loved Wonder Woman. I thought it was a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
And
my
I'm-
God,
I'm
it's great.
like really embarrassed I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's
it.
really good.
Yeah.
But I pre-ordered it on Amazon.
There you
so
go.
I think any day now.
I think you'll really enjoy it. And I think when you watch that movie, you'll sit there and say, when I walked out, I was like, they finally get it.
Right.
They finally understand.
Wait, did I hear that right? That the Japanese market, what?
It only pulled it's getting ready to release in the Japanese market, and when they compare it to Batman versus Superman, they're saying that it only did 13.5 million. Batman versus Superman, they're expecting Wonder Woman to do comparable, if not higher, numbers in box office.
That's crazy.
No, that's scary because once it hits Japan, you know it's going to hit like fetish numbers. Those guys are freaks.
Yeah,
I mean, they started the whole sitting on a balloon to get off thing. So
that's where the if not higher comes into play.
And what is
Right.
that website you can find
What
out?
is
about? Sitting on Blues.
sit on balloon.
.com.
Though not widely known to mainstream pop culture, Valiant Comics continues to attempt to push their properties in the realms of TV and movies. Quantum and Woody, two brothers with differing personalities, obtain bracelets that give them powers but the bracelets have to be clanged together every 24 hours or the brothers will die. It's being developed by Joe and Anthony Russo, famous for their work on Community, Captain America, and the upcoming Avengers movies. It's rumored that the Russos will cast Community alum Joel McHale for the role of one of the leads.
I did read that.
He's probably going to play Woody, which he's the more comedic of the
Right.
two brothers. The Quantum character is really kind of serious.
Right.
So, I mean, it's, oversaturation in the television market as far as superheroes are concerned. But I guess like anything, if something's really good, it's going to have
Or
success.
unique,
Well, true.
Yeah. Which this is a really unique story.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
kind
I
of...
like the Russos.
I like the
Yeah.
Russos.
Yeah.
I
Love
like
'em.
Joel McHale.
I'll give it a
so-
shot just for that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of a funny take almost on the Wonder Twins, and that could be something
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
pretty
So,
good.
yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's the Russos. I mean, they've proven that they put out quality products, so
Right.
I'm down with it. All right, Disney continues to push its animated properties to live action, and now the cast for Winnie the Pooh is expanding. The movie is called Christopher Robin, which will feature the title character as an adult. Robin will be played by Ewan McGregor. Haley Atwell of Agent Carter fame has been cast as Evelyn, who is assumed to be a love interest. Winnie the Pooh will be voiced by Jim Cummings, who's voiced the character for the last 30 years, and Brad Garrett of Everybody Loves Raymond will voice Eeyore. It's also rumored that Alan Tudyk is in final talks to play Tigger. So,
Oh, I'm so glad the tiger from Pi is getting work.
yeah.
Right. I just picture.
Hey, good point.
I picture a dude painted yellow with a short shirt
Right,
on, no
right.
pants.
I mean, dude, that is true. I mean, if you think about it, he got work again as Shere Khan.
Yeah.
He's going to get it again maybe in The Lion King. They'll just have to, paint his stripes off of him, and, he can double up as a lion or a lioness, and now he's got something coming back with Alan Tudyk. So,
I just
I mean,
don't
I
know
know
how
you-
I feel about Winnie the Pooh being live action.
Yeah,
Well,
I
to
don't
me,
know.
if it's more the story of like the dad writing them and the kid, you know what I mean? Like, I'll watch how he came. Like, not like it's an origin story, but I'll watch the development of those ideas. Like, I'll watch
Yeah.
that story. I don't want to watch a bunch of weird
Yeah,
toys
well,
running
I
around
mean,
for no reason.
A burnout donkey.
Right.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
if I'm
what?
think-
Who's
yeah, I
going to
mean,
be Eeyore, dude? Really?
They should have got Jay Cutler for the fucking quarterback from the
Right.
from the Chicago to play
But that's the
Eeyore
thing, too.
because
How
he
do you
always
show that live
he
action?
always looks miserable.
But the thing is,
It'd
they
been
keep saying
perfect.
live action, but it's really not because it's all CGI.
It is, but
It's just not drawn, so it's weirdly still not live.
I'm having a
am I doing?
feeling. I'm having a feeling that this is going to be a combination between Hook, that starred Robin Williams, and Finding Neverland. I think that this is what that's going to be a combination of.
Yeah. I like Jim Cummings, and I'm glad they're letting him. do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, the Winnie the Pooh voice, it's kind of iconic
Yeah.
at this point. So,
I had dinner
yeah.
near him one night
Really?
at Comic Con. We were like both at the bar, but he was way over there.
And
by the
let me
time-
guess, his voice sounds nothing like.
He did not speak. It was but he had on a Darkwing
doesn't.
Duck shirt, so people kind of figured out that was him. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it was great. He never said a word the whole time.
That's another. Is it? No, it's not Darkwing Duck. It's DuckTales is the one that they're revitalizing
Yeah.
for Disney XD.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. They got to keep that theme song, baby.
that's right.
All right. While performing stunts for Mission Impossible 6, Tom Cruise broke 2 bones in his ankle. The production will go on hold for 4 months until he recovers, but the release date for July of 2018 is still being held by the studio, as reported by director Chris McQuarrie. I mean,
I mean, when you
Okay.
get to be a certain age, your bones shatter, don't they?
Yeah.
yeah, and they
They do.
become harder to heal, too.
How old
Yeah.
is he?
He's got to be in his 50s. I mean, he's got to be mid-50s.
Easily.
Tom
right?
Cruise. I mean,
Yeah.
got to be pushing 60.
God bless him because he still does those stunts.
Yeah.
He still wants to do them.
No, you said that wrong. Xenu bless him.
Xenu bless him. He paid all that money. Better get blessed.
Yeah, Leah Remini stand over there. I told you, you motherfucker. That's it. All right, some good news for HBO. A hacker ring in India that leaked the latest episode of Game of Thrones has been found and arrested. But there is some bad news. HBO accidentally leaked the episode themselves on HBO Nordic and HBO España in their foreign markets before quickly taking it down.
That was the next episode.
So,
That's
yeah,
not
that's-
the same episode as the
Is it the
one,
finale?
No, the one you're talking about that got arrested, that was episode 4 or 5. This one
Yeah,
one that just got leaked was this past
To me, it
week,
makes
6.
no difference. They got hackers, and then whether it was 2 weeks later or 3 months later,
No,
they
but-
go and they decide, look, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
They're leaking that shit.
Fucking hilarious. All right, with visiting a morning show, Casey Affleck called his brother's performance as Batman okay and believed his brother would be walking away from Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman solo movie. A day later, Ben's reps diffused the situation for anyone but dopey fanboys that knew it was a joke to begin with.
Yeah,
So,
Affleck doubled down hard on the whole "I'm staying in this franchise" thing. That's his statement was like, "Of course I'm Batman." It was really a passionate plea that he's staying in there. I think Casey Affleck needs to not say a whole lot right now, right?
Right.
Like, wouldn't that be in everyone's best interest, considering like the Academy Award scandal and all the stuff?
I
going
didn't
on?
even know the Academy Award scandal. Which one are we talking about?
It was the what did he like? What was he accused of? Like either harassing someone or like.
Oh, really? I didn't hear
it's-
that story.
I forgot the exact thing, but it was like improper conduct with someone. So everybody's like, "Oh, like what an asshole!" And then he won something, so it was like people were. Yeah, it was
If
crazy.
my brother is,
I have zero facts except what I remember kind of from when that happened.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, it was
Ben
like a
went
big
to his
scandal.
house and put him in a headlock and motherfucker.
Right.
if my brother is Batman, I'm gonna derail everything he has going
Yeah.
on. You know, yeah, of course he's not doing that movie. Psh, whatever.
Right. Especially when it's Ben. I'm gonna look this up while you're talking.
All right. While visiting a morning show, I'm sorry, wrong. I had to. I didn't switch up there fast enough. All right. Is he official or is he not? Daniel Craig is still not confirmed to return as James Bond, regardless of reports. But he did correct his statement about rather slashing his wrist than playing the character again. He said that he had just finished filming Spectre and was exhausted from the media blitz. So instead of saying something with style and grace, he said something stupid. Well, it was stupid, so at least he admitted that.
I don't care.
I mean, I like Daniel Craig's portrayal of James Bond. I'd like to see him come back for one more to give him a nice send off. But I think at this point, when they redefine James Bond or do whatever it is that they need to do, I mean, they just kind of make it like a comic book. Batman's been the same character since the 1960s. I mean, granted, they've done different updates and things, but the character doesn't age. He's been in his 30s forever.
Right.
There's no reason why James Bond just can't be the same character, and it just goes on and on like a comic book.
My thing is that we've been waiting for a new James Bond for what? We've been talking about this for months, 8 months, almost a year. They've been saying, "Oh, we're getting a new James Bond," and now we get the same James Bond. I mean, I like Daniel Craig, but now I'm kind of excited for a new James Bond.
Yeah, I want somebody who's excited to be James Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's
sort of
like
breathe.
I never believe he's really cares about.
But who you
doing
think
it.
would be a good James Bond?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Hardy?
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Oh, see, you're completely going in that direction.
Oh, it would piss so many people off.
Yeah,
but
totally.
he's a good actor.
Oh, he's an
a-
amazing actor.
He's a great actor, but to be honest with you, what I'd rather see with Idris, I love Idris, but James Bond, look, honestly, black, white, I don't give a shit. They need to get somebody younger that they can get some longevity out of a
Right.
role. I'd like to see a good actor that you can buy as Bond. We thought we had this as Craig, but there was so much lull between. I mean, this guy had a career. He was doing
Yeah.
other
Right.
movies. So, where you had Moore and Connery at that time, Connery hadn't hit this renaissance that he hit later in life.
Yeah, that's what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he was doing. And I mean, James Bond was his thing, much as it was Roger Moore's thing, much as it was Pierce Brosnan's thing.
Right.
So, I mean, I'd like to see somebody who can be a little bit more, not really so much dedicated. Everybody, look, I'd like to see actors go out and spread their wings and do things. But somebody who's younger that can carry the role for 6 to 7 films, like Connery and Roger Moore.
Yeah.
So,
But I just want somebody passionate about doing it. Just somebody excited for the project who gives a shit about it.
Somebody who is James Bond.
Yeah.
I mean, what's crazy is, and I liked him, but I think that the ship has kind of sailed now. Originally, before Daniel Craig, that role was supposed to go to Henry Cavill that played Superman.
Right.
Would have been
And
great too.
That
and
would've
they
been horrible.
they lost him. He lost out the role of Daniel Craig, but I mean, at least he would have been a younger guy. Man, I loved him in I liked him in Guy Ritchie's spy movie, Man from Uncle.
That's
I
one
liked
of,
him.
That
in
was
it.
one of my favorite movies.
I
that
just
year.
disagree with somebody younger. To me, Bond's always been 40 years plus on the brink of retiring.
But you
By
can
the way-
get him for longer.
Thanks.
I'm just saying.
We're the same
Casey
age,
Affleck
dude.
was sued for sexual harassment. That's
Oh,
what it was.
okay.
Oh, that's what that was.
During a film he made in 2010.
And that came back and bit him in the ass last year.
Yep.
God, man, got to
Because
bring up
women
old
hold
shit.
grudges.
Yeah,
Right?
well,
Amanda White is who he's apparently
Oh wow.
accused of. No one cares. I just wanted
it's
to
over.
wrap this up so people aren't flooding your Facebook page with the information.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing.
They
you
always
know?
do.
Because that's
Right, because we might go up from 15 listeners to 20 listeners with that
You're welcome.
information. So
well.
there
Let's
it
wrap
is.
up the James Bond. Let's just go for a woman.
Like Doctor Who.
All right. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Way to go there, Mr. Conductor. All right. Marvel reports that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is now the leader amongst all Marvel movies for digital downloads. So they no doubt have a hit on their hands. So
But is it because digital downloads have picked up since the beginning?
I think that's part of it.
Have they like adjusted for that? Because
I
I own the first 4 on Blu-ray, and I've never bought another Blu-ray in my life.
Yeah, but I mean,
know what
you
I
can
mean?
make the argument for that also. You know, I mean, these movies, yeah, man, this movie like kicked the shit out of everything. Yeah, but if you go back to movies like Star Wars and things like that in the 70s, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., and you adjust them for inflation.
adjusted for-
No, I get that, but I'm
No,
talking
right.
about like
But units
downloads.
sold.
Like, yeah,
You know,
that has
That's like saying,
that market
oh,
has really picked up in the last few years.
this movie sold the most amount of whatever new format that's on the road, but nobody's done that new format yet.
Only I
yeah.
care about this. I know, but
I mean, I think to deny that, I think would be wrong. I mean, I think there's definitely validity to what you
Yeah.
say in that. You know,
But it was-
I
I mean,
mean,
it
it's
was such a good movie.
But it was a big movie. I mean,
it was a good.
doesn't
it was a good
surprise me.
Summer,
It was a good
movies.
summer fun movie.
Stunt woman Joy Harris has tragically died when performing a motorcycle stunt on Deadpool 2. It's believed she was a stunt person for Zazie Betts, who will portray Domino in the movie.
Yeah, that
That's
sucks.
really sad. I went back and I read, they gave some details on the accident, and there was some questions whether she was kind of forced, or it was not really forced, but did she have the qualifications to perform that? And the one of the producers on the movie said, this is what the stunt was supposed to be. This is how it was performed. She performed the stunt. A freak accident happened where the motorcycle hit a curb. She was thrown off of the motorcycle and went through a plate glass window.
Jesus
and that's what killed her.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
God, you hate to hear that.
yeah. I mean, stuntmen. I mean, well, at least she went doing what she loved to do. Fuck
No,
that,
no,
man.
no.
Fuck
That
that.
makes it no better.
That's 2 this year now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one from Walking Dead. Yeah, that guy. He had another one like
He
that.
was a local.
Right.
Yeah. Remember
his
we
name?
had talked about that.
It's okay.
I don't know. You're gonna make me Google something.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, but I mean that guy. Jeez, I think he went even worse. He took a fall and like his head landed on concrete.
That sucks, dude.
I mean, it's just
It's crazy because they take every precaution, and these people are like such the unsung heroes of so many movies, and they're the only ones really at that level of risk. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
I hate
that's
to hear that.
Well, I see the other end of it too, and I think it has a lot to do with all these films that are being made at low budgets,
Yeah.
at lower budgets than needed. Like Deadpool obviously has money.
Right.
Walking Dead has money, but
Yeah.
they're being filmed in Atlanta,
yeah.
which these
Yeah, but
guys
The
have
Walking Dead,
clearly in Atlanta, these guys give 0 fucks for safety.
Right. That sucks, dude.
When we had problems here, it was clearly because it was an accident, like G.I. Joe, with the scissor lift that fell on top of that one guy. Like it was clearly an accident. Like we've always taken safety serious, and everybody should in the film industry. But there's a lot of this stuff going on in Atlanta. It's all these fly-by-night producers that are like, "This is what we want. Just do it."
Yeah.
But for The Walking Dead, though, that's their own studio. That's not like they're going share.
That's still lower rates.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got to
they're
hire
trying
the
to crank
people.
out. Yeah, they're still trying to crank out the whatever show they're doing at the time.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own studio, but the thing with it is that they still follow the rates of wherever they're filming. And I mean, there's a reason why people film where they film. A lot of it's to do with tax incentives and rates and things of that nature.
And professionals at what they do. Like if they, Atlanta's like outsourcing everyone because they have no professional there. There's no infrastructure there.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. And then when you hear reports, and I mean, I'm not saying he's responsible for it, but when you hear reports of saying Ryan Reynolds wants to keep the budget on this movie low on purpose to recapture the success of the first one instead of going guns blazing, it kind of makes you wonder, wouldn't it have hurt,
I
to
respect
spend the
that, but
extra,
spend it in the right
extra
place.
million,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But in this instance here, much like the thing with the scissor lifts, in fact, Pedro, when I'm online later on, I'll go ahead and I'll drop the article to you to where it reads the description. Basically how it was described. I mean, look, I don't know the logistics of any of this shit, but the guy who was the coordinator said it really was a freak accident.
Yeah.
You know, so
Atlanta's chief export is traffic. Most people don't know that.
I know it oh too well. Amazon Prime announces they will do a series based on the movie Galaxy Quest. Robert Gordon, the writer of the movie, will executive produce. There's no word if it's going to focus on the original characters or if it'll be a fresh take on the property. I say go for fresh take because
The next generation. Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I think you should go for fresh take because, man, it's not. If you go and you do the old thing and you put all the old characters in there, man, you don't have Alan Rickman, man,
yeah.
and that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they'll cameo, but that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it, and I think another big thing that you see, the reason why you see this movie happening is that you have Orville that's coming on Fox, which is Seth MacFarlane's. What's really crazy
I don't like
about
Seth MacFarlane. I mean, I as a person, I don't know him, but I just don't like any of his work.
you didn't like Ted?
Nope.
Really?
No.
I love Ted.
Yeah,
I'm a Family Guy
okay.
guy.
I hate Family Guy. I mean,
I like American Dad, but that's
I
just
don't
me.
like. Yeah.
Family Guy got kind of tired, but I really enjoyed Ted. But Orville was his direct response to the studios because they wouldn't give him Star Trek, and they say that he is very passionate about Star Trek and even gave a pitch to where he's like, I want to bring it back to what Roddenberry
Right.
originally intended it to be. And I think that as a result of that show and the All Access Star Trek show coming on CBS,
Yeah.
and I think that this is a response to that. I think
Sometimes,
that,
if somebody's that passionate about it, give them a shot. Look at Preacher right now.
Yeah.
With the, you don't like it?
You don't like Preacher?
I do, but these past few episodes, I'm just like, come on, guys.
Well, my problem is every time I know somebody on it, they're doing something I can't unsee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm having difficulty with that. But no, it's Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, they love that property, and they're really taking it seriously, and it's beautiful. I love it. It's shot well, so I'm like, well, there's something to be said for being a fanboy of that thing and wanting
You'll
to do
have
it justice.
to tell me if Orville's good, and then I'll watch it.
it's another thing that I've never seen. I haven't seen Preacher before, but I'm gonna catch it on Netflix because I think
It's
they
good.
just
Season one's
put it
now
on.
on it, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to check that out. All right, actor Robert Patrick revealed that his role as the T-1000 in Terminator 2 Judgment Day almost didn't happen because the role was originally to be played by musician Billy Idol. Idol got into a motorcycle accident that badly caused an injury to his leg and prevented him from performing the physical demands of the role.
Isn't that also why he wasn't in The Doors?
Yeah,
I mean, he was
believe-
in The Doors, but he was supposed to have a much bigger part.
Yeah.
No, that's why he was with the walking stick.
Yeah, but I'm saying he
During
was
The
supposed to play
Doors.
a much bigger part in The Doors, and because he got it. Is that the same accident? Or does
Was that around? That was around the same time.
should be right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
would have been around the same time.
90-91.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. But
Yeah.
that is. He was supposed to have a bigger role in the Doors.
Yeah,
and
and
that's why he had that one. I'm the roadie
Yeah, they
with the
kept him
cane.
in. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. I'm very curious to see what James Cameron saw in Billy Idol to make him.
I mean, it would have been a much, I think, wackier interpretation. Robert Patrick was
Yeah, he was pretty good.
so cool.
yeah.
Oh, I thought he was.
He made that movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, Billy Idol. I don't think Billy Idol could have gave that kind of. When I heard that, when I first read that, it made me think of Mick Jagger
Right.
playing in Free Jack.
Right.
You know, where he plays the bounty hunter.
The
you
nice
know?
thing too is not many people knew who Robert Patrick was when that movie came out.
Right.
So his anonymity worked for that because
Yeah. It
you
totally
know
did.
you
Right.
didn't see something else in that role like that's who he was because that's who you knew him as.
He was one of those after the fact guys. It's like you sit there and you watch him and he makes such an impact with a role like that. You go and watch other action movies that he played small parts in.
Right.
He played a small part with a visible camera role in Die Hard 2. And I watched Die Hard 2 a couple of years after Terminator. And when I watched it, I'm like, holy fuck, that's T-1000.
That's funny.
You know, so... All right, John Boyega, who plays Finn in Star Wars, he confirmed there's going to be 3 cameos for Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Tom Hardy and the Princes of England, Harry and William, will all have parts in the movie.
Oh, so they'll all be stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's assumed that they're
Yeah,
all going to play
that won't be
Stormtroopers.
distracting.
Yeah.
So,
Can't wait to. I don't care.
oh, God, man, if I was if I was slim enough and had just a modicum of popularity, and I got the call from Ryan Johnson, hey Chris, you want to come play a stormtrooper? Fucking A, I will play a stormtrooper.
I'd be like, let someone do it and just say it's me. Okay.
Look, I'll be a background stormtrooper. I'll be like a dude that's in an off shot somewhere. I don't care.
If I can keep the helmet, I'm happy.
Yeah, good call. All right, and our last piece of news before we get on to our show topic: David Hasselhoff, who has had a small spike of nerd cred due to his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy and performing an original song for the soundtrack, says he wants to do a movie based on Knight Rider, but in the tone of James Mangold's Logan. He says, I want Michael Knight to come back, but he's pissed off.
I read that today.
Yeah, I don't know what he has really to be pissed off about. I mean, dude, he's got a Trans Am that fucking talks. I'd be happy
I feel
as
like
shit.
if that movie...
Maybe they're not talking.
I feel like he wants to do a series, but I think a movie, a tongue-in-cheek movie...
But I don't think he wants it to be tongue-in-cheek.
I think he's dead serious,
That's
Scott.
what I'm saying.
I don't think he's a good enough actor to play it serious.
I would say my idea would be do it, but do it tongue-in-cheek and have Rodriguez do it and make it bloody violent and just stupid, and I'd go see it.
But that's the thing, though. I'm sure that he doesn't have that in mind, though.
No, he doesn't.
I'm sure that
he wants it to be.
Yeah, he wants it to be an epic realization for a more mature, elderly version of Michael Knight.
His surge AI has a dark side.
His surge of popularity from Guardians 2 was not because he played this deeply serious role.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
As soon as you see Hasselhoff, you're like, how do you combat that?
I think he's just trying to find his way back into the American market because we don't want him anymore. He could stay in Germany.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing, too, like I watched that music video that they released right when they released the Blu-ray, and I watched it, and I'm like, okay. I mean, all right, the song...
It looked like they had fun doing it.
The song was fun. Yeah. It looked like they had fun doing it. But look, do me a favor. Like, put Pratt and all those guys in the video with you.
Right.
Instead of, like, a bunch of people that are dressed up for, like, you know, like some fucking wacky episode of The Electric Company.
Well, that was them.
That was them. Yeah.
It was them?
Yeah.
I didn't even
they're all in it.
I didn't even recognize it was them. I was like, well, dude, like, dress like Star-Lord. Dress like put the movie characters in there.
Oh, no, yeah, it was all them out of costume in 70s.
But in costume.
Yeah. Nah.
I don't know what that was for, except David Hasselhoff.
Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah, there's a crap ton of, I got the instant video version. It's all on there.
That was James Gunn basically saying, you know, Dave, I'm going to do you a favor since you're such a good sport. I'm going to do you a solid. So.
Oh, Hoff.
You are listening to Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar.
Television.
Movies.
Pop culture.
Keep up with the latest news from Luke Skywalker all the way to Batman.
From Netflix to the CW.
And all the news in between.
Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Or stream our episodes from PPVGuys.com.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at PPVGuys.
Check out our friends Not Real Radio at NotRealRadio.com for our segment Not Real Movie News.
Should you listen to more? Yes. Will you agree? Maybe.
Jury's out.
Indeed.
Thank you for listening.
And action. All right, so our topic today, we're talking about Disney, and not Disney, but in particular Lucasfilm, and are they ever going to get adventurous with the Star Wars property? Just to give you a little bit of a lead-in here, it's not been officially announced, but there's a lot of rumors that Lucasfilm right now is interested in hiring Stephen Daldry. He was the director for The Hours, and was also incredibly loud and close, or something like that. But I mean, these were all like award, had Oscar nom related stuff. And he's an older English director, and they want to bring him in to kind of do something based on Obi Wan Kenobi. Of course, that sets the internet on fire. Will Ewan McGregor be back? Which we know they're stupid if they don't do that. Especially with this Han Solo debacle that's going on right now. There's a lot of... I think the Han Solo movie is going to do okay, but I tell you, there's a lot of negativity and a lot of hate on that movie. And it has nothing to do with the director switch up. It has to do with Alden Ehrenreich, because Harrison Ford is so synonymous with the role.
Right.
In news of that also, they're saying, coming out of the rumor mill as well, is that they're looking to do something on Yoda, Boba Fett, and Jabba the Hutt as character movies as well.
Which I'm surprised it's taken them this long to do that.
I'll take one of those.
I'll take none of those. I don't want any of them.
No, if I got to pick one, I'll take the Boba Fett
I think
one.
it's too late. I think it's way too late
yeah.
to start doing that. I really do.
But here's the thing, though, and Chris, you and I have talked about this a long time. The Han Solo movie, I feel like we already know what the movie is. You're gonna see the Kessel Run. You're gonna see him win the ship from Lando.
Yeah.
Like, we already know all of his adventures. Whereas Obi Wan, I don't know anything about that dude. Like, where
But
was
isn't
he?
that kind of cool?
That's why I was like, oh, I'd be excited for an
No,
Obi
I'm
Wan
saying,
Kenobi
isn't it
movie.
kind of cool that you don't know anything about it?
That's
Like,
exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, like,
But why do you want to know? That's like knowing where.
I'll at least go into the theater being like, all right, well, show me what this dude's been up to all these years with an actor that's already established in the role.
But here's the thing, though. I already know. Because the reason why is because when Disney came in and bought it and did this grand reset, they said, okay, well, look, we realize that there's a lot of books and there's a lot of comic books, and it's very impossible for us to kind of like relaunch all of this stuff with hundreds of books, hundreds of comics, dozens of video games.
Right.
There's a lot of contradictory stuff that happens in those books. So we want to kind of sweep it back to center, and we want to make a digestible product that can be reintroduced and relaunched to everyone.
Fair.
So what we're going to do is we're going to canonize the 6 movies, which makes sense.
Right.
Anything that we've moved forward, but we're going to also canonize the Clone Wars series. So if you look at, and additionally, all the novels and comic books that we release are going to be canon material to the franchise. So if I keep up with the stuff, I watch Clone Wars, I watch the movies, I keep up with Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't read the comics, but I go to a lot of YouTube channels that catch you up to speed with what's going on. So I mean, Obi-Wan, they made it pretty clear to me in the one episode that he showed up in Rebels, to where he faces off against Darth Maul that they brought back in Clone Wars, and it's epic.
Right.
And it's beautifully written and animated, and I mean, they got a voice actor. I don't know if y'all have seen the episode.
Yeah.
But
I've seen the episode.
the voice actor that they hired, I mean, you would think it's Alec Guinness. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The dialogue, everything. So they've done stories with comic books that in this new canon, we know what he did during the Clone Wars, but especially the significant parts of it, the actual war itself in between episode 2 and 3 in Clone Wars. There's a whole storyline of how he helps Owen Lars fight off a group of Tusken Raiders in a comic book.
I just don't.
But wait, hold on. I'm almost done.
You're
here.
giving away the movie, though. Nobody's going to want to see it after you say
I don't
all
have
this.
to give up the movie because why are they going to remake the fucking
That's the
movie when they
point.
have it established in canon? My question is there any meat left on the bone? No.
No, well, here's my thing,
No.
though. But unless you've watched Clone Wars, unless you've watched Rebels, unless you've done the reading, like, as far as Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, you don't know all that. Whereas with Han Solo, you just have to watch the trilogy to know kind of everything that guy's already done. You see what I mean? So I feel like they're gonna make the movies, right? Like, we're getting them whether we want them or not. At least make the ones that I don't already know everything this person's already done.
It's like Yoda.
But that's the thing. Like, I would rather see Obi-Wan because to me he's a more compelling, rounded out character
And he's not all
than Yoda.
CGI.
He's not all CGI. If they could do the whole thing with a puppet, fine. Here's an idea for the Obi-Wan movie. What if it's just 2 hours of him sitting in that cave, like looking at his watch, waiting for Luke? Like 2 hours of that. Making
mean,
dinner.
And that he's actually
It's
friends.
shot on a
he's
webcam,
actually friends
like-
with the sand. The sand.
Yeah, he's
guy.
like, y'all, 3 more years, come attack. We're
Right.
gonna make this happen.
just y'all sit over there.
Shot like Clerks.
I mean, what's really funny
That
is
would be amazing.
what's really funny is what you're saying though is kind of like my attitude toward this movie. I mean, it's not like I hate fuck Star Wars. I'm never gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see these movies.
me too.
I'm a fan, but
Right.
I'm just.
But I'm more excited about watching Ewan McGregor fill out this character than I am about a CGI little green dude or a CGI slug. I don't care what Jabba did. Like,
I want to know about the people that are in episode 7. I want to know about the people that are in episode 8. Give me those offshoot.
Well, I
movies.
mean, we're gonna get those. I mean,
no, I don't mean the anthology movies. I mean, give me an offshoot of, I don't know, a Rey offshoot. Give me something like that.
can I go back to your original question? I think you said, like, are they ever going to take a chance with it?
well, I mean, what I mean by taking a chance is that
That's what I want to know. Like, what is your definition of
Well,
taking a
the
chance?
way I think about it is that if you're making these episodic movies like 7, 8, 9 and all this stuff, and that's obviously going to continue into the future, if you're going to do that, why don't you let those movies kind of be the custodian of the Star Wars legacy? Why can't we take the universe into a whole new adventurous and fun direction. I mean, I got into a tiff with some asshole on the internet last week.
Yes.
And he tells me, he's like, well, don't you realize that they probably want to do something about money? I'm like, dude, look.
What? Why?
Look,
Why would they want money?
I know they want money. So look, here's the movie that you make. They say in episode 1 that there was a war that occurred 1,000 years before the Republic was even formed, and it had to do with Jedi. That's actually fleshed out, not even fleshed out. You see the aftermath of it in Rebels. Make a movie that takes place in the past and name that motherfucker Jedi versus Sith, a Star Wars story.
Right.
You got Jedi and Sith Lords and all that shit flying around with top shelf directors and story group writers and all that shit. That movie will do stupid money, and it's something new.
I would rather learn the story of like what's the Jedi with the blue? She's blue. She's got the stuff on her head.
Ayla Secura.
Make that movie. You know what I mean? I have no idea who that girl is. Like, I've seen her. I don't know her story. I mean, I've watched some of the cartoons, but it's like, do that. Do like an adventure with her. Like right now, it seems like they're doing the reverse Marvel. Marvel would do like a movie with this dude, and then have them all team up. Well, we've already seen the team ups, and now they're like splintering them off.
So that's exactly just this is my point, right? Like, it's too little, too late. It's too wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody already. We're going through this whole screenwriters and studios are all going through this woke moment where everyone's like, "Oh my God, we have to create the universe. We have to create the universe." With Star Wars, the universe was already created, and now you're spawning off trying to catch up to everyone else that's doing that with their stories, and it's not going to work because that universe wasn't created that big. There is no. You can only go so far with Han Solo. You can only go so far with Jabba. You can only, like you said, what do we?
They've already told you everything.
What do we
that
show?
you've
Baby
done.
Slug. Yeah,
Right,
like what's
so-
you can't expand on something that was already its own standalone universe,
Right.
as opposed to like Game of Thrones, which now they're completely just going wherever they want to go. But it's like that with that Conjure. We just said this earlier. It's a universe that they're creating that you can do that with.
Well, I think you can do it with Star Wars. But I think the thing with it is, especially Rogue One, what I liked about Rogue One is that it takes a situation. It's not a specific character. I'd like to see situational stuff. If you want to go back to the well for old characters, here's another movie you can make that will make a ton of money, especially with Star Wars fans. We're going to throw back all the bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back. They're a little bit younger. It takes place before the first movie. We're going to do realized versions of the two bounty hunters in Clone Wars, which we don't have to give really any backstory for. You can make them as badass as Boba Fett with the one line that made him a badass, no disintegrations. You send them all after the same mark, and you make them have to screw one another over to have to go after this
like,
mark.
The Hunger Games
No, it's Smoking Aces,
or Smoking.
Yeah,
but with
I mean-
bounty hunters.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I mean, my idea also...
But that's the thing, like all those, like you've seen all those bounty hunters, you know who they are, but you know nothing about them. So they're characters
Right.
that you could like mine the well on. Like, I'd rather see the story. I'd rather see that movie than young
Right.
Han Solo or young Yoda because I don't care. I already know enough about them.
Oh,
I
and
don't need to know more.
Also, the payoff
Like
from
a Stormtrooper boot camp story.
You can get those on the internet.
Like, it's Full Metal
Those are
Jacket
fan
style.
movies.
Right.
If you like Full Metal Jacket, what you should check out check out Arlie Ermey put over Admiral Akbar in the final Return of the Jedi scene.
Oh, I'm totally
It's
doing it. I'm
fucking
doing it.
magical.
I'm doing it. You want to play Stormtrooper in boot camp?
Yes.
Scott?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Let's just do Full Metal Jacket, but dress it up as
This
Star
this
Wars.
counts as a
There it
contract
is.
because it's going to be.
Well,
It's
I had to
solid.
get I had to get this out because I've been thinking about this. But my 1,000 Years Before Jedi versus Sith movie is the payoff at the end of that movie is Darth Bane crawls away and says, "Well, we finally defeated the Sith. No, they didn't get us. There's only two of us now, a master and an apprentice."
Right.
It ties it back to that original film series. You know, I mean, that's
that's
the shit I want.
I would rather see that stuff.
Yeah,
But
I'm,
who
yeah.
else would want to?
Yeah, I agree with Gary. I would rather see that than for them to start picking at each character and be like, I mean, really, Marvel did it. Origins. They wrote it. They did it. It's
Yeah.
film turned out horrible. You know, it's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was my hope, I guess, is that they were going to be adventurous. When I saw Rogue One, I was like, when they announced it, not even seeing the movie, when they announced it, I'm like, well, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
They're going to put some new shit in there. Yeah, we'll see some familiar stuff, and it's the same thing with Jabba the Hutt. put Jabba the Hutt in the Han Solo movie. You put him in the Bounty Hunter movie as a
Right.
sidebar character. That's what you put him in.
and that's all you need of him.
Yoda, I have zero interest in seeing that movie. Zero.
Yeah.
Will I see it if
on
it
top
comes
of
out?
all that,
Yeah.
the well of writers that work for Disney right now can't cut it. They're going to
Yoda
depend
was
too
so
much on.
interesting because he was such a mystery, and I feel like when they did the prequels, it's so much Yoda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've kind of like.
When's the last time you saw Disney put something out that was an original story?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
Where are they going to find the writers for this? They don't go. They don't outsource. They do their own writing.
Yeah, well, they have story groups. Marvel has a story group. Disney has a story group. They have story groups that, and I mean that's the thing now. And I guarantee you, when they came in, like you're saying, Marvel, when they came in and they came up with this shared universe idea, I guarantee you there was a lot of plug and play when they bought Disney, when they bought Lucasfilm. So they come in and they say, okay, well, look, we're doing the Marvel story group, so
Well,
let's apply that to Star Wars.
Marvel was like, look at all these decades of source material you can pull stories from, whereas Star Wars didn't have that. They're having to kind of create it after the fact,
Exactly.
which is the problem.
I read I read another article, and these things I'll post, man. I'll have to text it to you, but I'll post it to you guys. Very interesting read. It came out in Rolling Stone last year. It's an article that's called "How the Star Wars Role-Playing Game Saved the Franchise from Death." And what happened was these movies came out, and then around 1985, it was a dead property. Like, I mean, they weren't selling toys. There was nothing on the horizon. There were no books. There were no comics. And then some guys that came out that were a bunch of Dungeons & Dragons nerds came in and said, look, we're going to create a role-playing game that's based on Star Wars. And you read this article, and I played that game personally, read the books, did all that shit. It really is the truth. All of this expanded universe stuff that you see out there, they're the guys who invented all that shit. And when you sat there and you read those books, you were like, man, it really is bigger.
Right.
So there's a way that they can take that and translate that to the movie and make it as big as it is. It's just average. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars fan. I go see the movies and they don't see anything else. There's a way to port that shit to the regular fans to expand that universe. Right. There is a way.
And if the stories weren't good, they wouldn't have been doing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have taken off. But whatever.
So, real quick, before we go, because you've hardly spoken like at all. What's your take on the Star Wars? Do you even give a shit?
You said about them taking a chance. I think they took a chance. I don't think it's lack of not taking a chance. They did Rogue One, which I thought was an incredible chance.
They created Jar Jar Binks. They took a chance.
Oh, that's.
But I mean, as far as I feel like they already did it once. They did with Rogue One. They knew how to do it. They did it. They took a chance. They put out this other film with a bunch of characters. Nobody in the regular nobody knows those people, and they did it, and it succeeded. Why go back and do all these guys that we know already?
Yeah,
that's it. You already proved you could do it. Don't. It's all right.
Yeah, I think that we're all kind of pretty much on the same page as far as this is concerned. Well, with Pedro's convinced. What you say it's undoable, huh?
I don't think it's going to be as successful as they think.
Very, very well could be. Rogue One might have been the fluke.
I mean, are they going to do it? They're going to do it. Is it going to be successful? No.
But how successful does it have to be?
Well,
Right.
I mean, I think the
$1
thing.
billion.
Well, I mean, and also the other thing is Disney's also creating their own web-based streaming service now too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just more content for them to put on there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it could easily be part of their master plan to have all that content that they
But
could
you just
go.
said it. We're going to see it.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay money.
And we're not alone in that. Like, most people, even people are like, I'm not seeing that. They usually see it.
Yeah.
So
Star Wars is the only movie I'm still there for opening night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let it sit. I really don't give a shit what it is. Well, we're gonna make a Jar Jar Binks solo movie. I will never watch something like that.
it'll be the hit,
But
the sleeper hit of the summer. What?
but the Obi Wan movie, I think it's a poor choice as far as the art is concerned. The art of that universe and the storytelling and how rich it is.
Yeah.
Of a universe. But yeah, I'm kind of really disappointed if all this stuff comes true.
But of the three, I'll take that one.
Yeah, of the four.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that. So,
Scott burped at me. That's all you need to know.
alrighty. Well, I think that we've run our time here. Any closing remarks here? Anything, Bueller?
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
I'm the only guy that doesn't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from last night.
I'll catch up at some
You made
point.
a D&D comment, which I thought they did a really good job this past episode, and kind of throwing a little hint to that with all these idiots going up to North.
Yep.
Like that was
It was a party raid.
I mean, you
is
can
what it
either
was. You'd actually like
it's
that
either
one.
World of
Just
Warcraft or
watch that
D&D,
episode,
but it
yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
It was
for
totally
that.
there. All you were missing was a monk and a magician.
My question is before
Or
they
a
went on
wizard.
it, did it start in an inn? That's the only thing I have to ask.
They didn't start in an end.
more or
They
less.
started in a cave.
Anywho's.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys listening. Look, be watching out for Pedro's shows. What's your network that you're producing shows for Disney?
Oh, it's going to be BIC Productions and AMBI. We're all teaming up and putting together a bunch of different films.
Y'all have a
Starting
website, huh?
It's a distribution company, which is going to be the first distribution company in Louisiana for film.
Which is fantastic. You guys have a website?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Yeah,
AMBI.com.
go to that website and check out. I'm sure you all have your shows that you're releasing to distribute. So
Yep.
fantastic. Also, rivertowntheaters.com, man. Go get those tickets for Guys and Dolls and
Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple.
Or as they say in Canada, Rivertown Theaters.
Rivertown Theaters, brah.
That's how they say it.
And I have a question for you fans, too, real quick. If there was a film in the past that was not 3D and you would like to see in 3D, what would it be?
None of them.
You're not a fan of this
You're
show.
not a fan of the show
That's right. I'm not
at
a fan
all.
of the show, so there you
I
go.
hate 3D.
Psycho. Do
It's
it.
actually...
The Birds.
He's just riding my coattails at this point.
No, because Universal did The Birds in 3D, and it's actually pretty.
There's only one way I'll watch 3D. If I can go get my blue and green, my blue and red glasses over from Time Saver to watch The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's the only
Yeah,
only
bro.
3D I
Then,
enjoy.
then you can look at the Eclipse.
Yep, yeah, and I can look at the eclipse and go blind. That's it. All right. Also, Ginger and the Bee. Any shows coming up, man?
September 1st with
Yeah,
some guys I know. You
yeah,
guys doing
yeah,
the
what's-
25th anniversary of that core record.
Yeah, if y'all are local, man, come check out. We're doing that Stone Temple Pilot tribute show, and also Ginger and the Bee or Weasel and the Bee, whichever one you prefer.
Fuck.
You can show up over there at the deck room. Y'all playing main stage with
Playing
us, huh?
main stage, mother F.
Jesus,
The bee's been working.
that's it, man. Bee's been working hard.
Yeah, the Weasel.
She's just like Justin. Justin's the strongest man in Louisiana. He carries my ass every weekend. That's it. All right, we appreciate you guys listening. Jump over to iTunes. Please subscribe and leave us 5 stars. Leave us 5 stars. If you are a fan of the show, a true fan in particular, you'll leave us a review. Also, check us up at YouTube. Subscribe there. Give us thumbs up to our videos. Also, visit us at ppvguys.com for previous episodes. Thanks for listening, and see you.